Tubridy on 2FM. Text 51552.
Good morning, Paul.
Ryan, how are you?
We meet again, old friend.
Once again. Yeah.
And once...
the other type of dog this time, though.
It's so funny. It's funny. I should be talking to you again because I was talking to my barber the other day, Keith, and he was telling me that he doesn't get to hear the show very much, but he did land on the show the day we spoke that first time. Yeah. And he remembered you very well. He said to me, do you remember that you were talking to that guy who kept the photo of his dog in his wallet? And he just said that you sounded like somebody who just loved their dog so much. He thought it was so sweet. One man and his dog.
Yeah,
Max.
It brought me back, I'll tell you, 20 years too.
I bet you did, yeah. But anyway, you're on today because we've been talking about Rottweilers and Pit Bull Terriers and the bad press and the omen and everything in between.
Yeah, I mean, they're incredibly powerful dogs, both types of dogs you mentioned. But they, unfortunately, some people get them for the wrong reasons. And I know, I see them coming into me. I mean, Pit Bull Terriers, they're just in your face. They are just great dogs. They just want to be in you. You know, they knock you on the floor and they be licking your head. But in the wrong hands, trained to do a job, and they are lethal. And Rottweilers, we've had Rottweilers. I mean, my wife has come to love Rottweilers over the last year because she's working in the clinic with me and she's seen more of them and she thinks they're just class dogs. And they can be. Big dogs, strong dogs, you know, but...
I just want to remind people that you're a vet because I never said that talking to you because people say, why is he talking about the dogs? But the dogs that come in your face, they come into you and they're like mad and big and scary looking, the Rottweilers, when you see them coming, can you tell when they arrive into your clinic that if they're good or bad?
You certainly get a feel for them, or you get a feel if they're nervous or if they're jittery. Now sometimes it's just nerves. It's not a badness. It's okay. People say, "Well, I knew a Rottweiler," and he just go for you. But there's a difference. But certainly a lot of dogs are just a bit nervous, and if their immediate response is sort of attack, is just to growl and glare at you and that, because they feel threatened by you. And like I'm a tall guy, so I usually kneel down sometimes with some of these dogs and be on their same level. But I remember once I had a dog in, which was the scariest dog ever, but yet he was the easiest dog to deal with. And he was a wolf husky hybrid, German Shepherd wolf husky hybrid. And this guy had blue eyes, Ryan, that had cut you into and just looked right through you like something out of Star Wars. Yeah. So, but I was very much aware that he was just letting me. I take a blood sample out of his vein. I didn't put a muzzle or nothing on him because it was as much as to say, look, there's my arm. Now, you hurt me, I'm going to kill you. But don't, and you're okay. Yeah. He was totally confident. The pain, pain wasn't an issue to him. But and so you felt, okay, that's fine. I won't hurt you.
So how did the puppy parties come about?
You know what? The puppy parties are an idea that have been going around for a good while. And what it is for people with their pups, their young dogs, to get them socialized and be in a room. I mean, we've had them. There might be 8 or 10 pups in the room, and with the owners and the children and all that, and they all intermingle, and they just get used to different noises, different people. I mean, everything is new to a pup. I mean, somebody slamming a door can be new to a pup, and it's getting used to all of these noises and getting them socialized and getting them settled. I mean, I had a Great Dane who couldn't. She had a problem with her legs, and I came to buy her because I took the dog off the people because they were going to put her down, and I said, look, leave it with me, we'll see what we can do. Yeah. But as a result, for the first 8 months of her life, she was confined. Now, she was nervous as hell, and she would be watching me all the time, and any strangers, she would bark and bark and bark. Wouldn't hurt them, but she would bark, and a big dog like that barking at you is going to scare you. But she just didn't get a chance to get out there, get exposed to the noises, the traffic, the different people, the tall people, and I'm 6'5", so if I'm coming into a little puppy, I mean, you can imagine what it must look like.
The BFG.
Absolutely. And then the next person is a little 3-year-old who's 2 foot nothing, and so it is also important. So these puppy parties, which are all over the country, are just to train people train the dogs, train people into how to deal with the dogs, and to realise that just because a dog is barking at you doesn't mean he's going to bite you or anything like that. And so
you could have a number of breeds of puppies sitting around having what is it, like balloons and streamers, and I mean,
you know what?
Goodie bags.
They'll have little. First of all, we'd have a girl talking about training dogs. She's in Dog Training Ireland, is where she's from, and so she knows. about it. I mean, I'm a vet and deal with injuries and sickness and all that, so I'm not the person to ask, the best person to ask about this. So she'll talk about it, and then somebody else is talking about grooming dogs, because Linda was a groomer, and she talks about the grooming. So it's just the basic care, but the first 6 months are critical, and for the people that have Rottweilers or have whatever types of dogs. Yeah. Any dog. I mean, I've Labradors, and a bad Labrador is the worst than anything.
But I was here, Paul. Somebody was on to us earlier on saying that these two Labradors came out on the street and were like the mafia. He said they're the mafia of the dogs. They come out all attitude, going, "Yo, what's the matter with you?" That the guys who come out with the paws up, high five, high paws, and that they're just thuggish almost in their behaviour.
And listen,
I thought they were just nice Egypts.
They're really. I mean, look, they use them as guide dogs. They use them as drug dogs. They use them as all sorts of for all sorts of reasons. But a bad one that is really nervous is dangerous, because they'll only bite out of nerves. And this is the thing, But our president, the Bernese man dogs, I have one of those.
Do you?
Fabulous.
They
dogs.
look really friendly.
They are. I mean, we let our guy Harry out in the morning, and he just barks and barks at me, and he's jumping up and he's barking at me, and I give him a hug, and then he's gone. He runs off down the garden, or he goes off with the other dogs. They're beautiful dogs.
The text that comes in says, "Hate the deed, not the breed. As with children, a dog's temperament and behaviour is often down to how it's reared and treated by its owners."
Absolutely.
Yes.
It is. And now, also to say that not every bad dog means they've got bad owners, obviously, but it is. I suppose, like people or children, you can have a little flaw or whatever, in some breeds, and certainly some breeds. I think if the bitches or the sires that are maybe from a very nervous disposition, you'll find that sometimes that the pups can be just a bit nervous, but that can be trained out once they're settle in and people get used to them, and it's worse than having children, because at least
at least you can have a chat with the child.
You
Pass the salt, They have their uses.
Exactly.
Paul, we leave it there. Thanks for taking the call. It's been good talking to you again.
And good talking to you, Ryan.
Okay, have a great day. We'll talk again, no doubt. Take care of yourself.
Will do.